Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube NFL prediction segment, I'm going to be giving you my pick and analysis for the 2016 Week 15 NFL matchup between the Carolina Panthers and the Washington Redskins. Well, anyway, I like Washington at home in this one. Washington has simply been playing better than Carolina as of late. Washington is 7-3-1 in their last 11 games. They started 0-2. It looked like they were going completely in the wrong direction, and last year was just a fluke. But quarterback Kirk Cousins and company, they seem to get things together, and now they are playing very well. They could very well make the postseason again this year. Washington Redskins, this should be an interesting matchup. They only have 18 sacks allowed in Carolina is number one in defensive sacks with 39. So it's going to be interesting to see if that offensive line of Washington can contain Carolina. My feeling is they will. This game is going to be at home at Washington, where Washington is 4-2. Quarterback Kirk Cousins is also showing that last season was not a fluke for him. He is showing really that he's becoming one of the more, I guess you could say, elite or one of the more premier quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And when he plays well, I mean, this team can go. It's almost the sky's the limit for this team. Now looking at Carolina, they're only just 1-5 on the road this season. Yes, Carolina did win last week at home against San Diego, but quarterback Cam Newton didn't exactly have a stellar game in that one, but they still managed to find a way to win. I look at this too, and Washington's passing attack is very lethal, to say the least. They are number 2 in passing yards per game, while the Carolina Panthers are number 30 in passing yards allowed per game. So it could be a very long day for that Carolina secondary against the Washington receivers. And also, Carolina has 24 turnovers, which is one of the worst in the NFL right now. And I'm not really sure what's going on with Carolina, if they're just having a Super Bowl hangover. I believe they lost at least one receiver this season. They also lost Josh Norman, the cornerback, who ironically is with Washington right now, and I expect him to play very well against his old team. There's familiarity, of course, and I think that definitely will be an asset to them in this game. Now, also looking at Carolina, they're just number 23 in passing yards per game. And Cam Newton, certainly during the time he's played, he has not really looked nearly as much like the MVP that he was last season. And you look at the Washington Redskins, they are trying to go for a playoff spot right now. If they win out, they may very well make the postseason. And you look at Carolina right now at 5-8, they really have a minuscule chance at best of getting into the postseason. Washington definitely has a much better chance, and given the fact they are at home, this will definitely be in their favor, I believe, as far as this game goes. And the thing about this is the only thing concern possibly in this game is the fact that, okay, Carolina does have tight end Greg Olsen, and he's one of the best tight ends in the league right now, and Washington did have trouble covering one of the tight ends in the game they played last week. Even though Washington emerged victorious against Philadelphia, they did have trouble defending one of the tight ends on that team. So it's going to be an interesting matchup to see the corner, whoever covers Greg Olsen, if they could contain him, that will go a long way in winning. I have a feeling they will do a better job on Olsen than they did on the tight end last week, because they will make the adjustments. Greg Olsen's still going to get some numbers, don't get me wrong. He's too big and strong. You're not going to hold him. You can contain him. You can't stop him. But he'll get some numbers, but it's not going to be enough. Washington being at home, they have more incentive. They're going for the postseason. Carolina right now, I doubt very much they're going to make the playoffs. And Kirk Cousins, I think he's just too good and for the Carolina secondary to handle. So Anyway, I'm going to take Washington at home. And this is Edwin Learnard. And until next time, people, stay well.